We have 4 people with us. One of them is Jason from Harapan Cunha, a very famous family-run textile manufacturer in Indonesia. We have Evelyn Lemper from the institute in Mönchengladbach. Later on she will explain in more detail which institute it is. We have Mohammed from institute in Indonesia. And we have Monica, also from Mönchengladbach. And we want to explain a little bit what was the motivation for ENATEX, what were the benefits which we were able to draw from this project, and what is the perspective, what is the outlook of ENATEX. And I would like to start off with Jason of Harapan Cunha. Jason, what was the motivation for Harapan Cunha to enroll in this project, and what was the benefit you have seen so far?
So the motivation for us to work with the ENATEX project is to get a different perspective from people with different fields. Yeah. So textile is a very complex process. So you have to see it from different kind of views, not only from the machinery, not only from the energy. There's also from people side. There's also dye stuff, and so many complex things that it needs to work together for us to be able to achieve energy efficiency and savings. So with this, we have a big team, and we can have from different kind of views. That helps us to go forward farther. Yeah, not only seeing from one side of the view, but from perspective of different people. Yeah, that's really helpful. And so far, I've seen some progress on things that we can do now, not only in the future, where R&D is required, but there are things that we can actually do now and make an impact now, which is of course much needed, yeah, for today's especially market where green label is very important for the consumers, and it helps us to promote our company better. They are attracted to us, and we can show them that really we are actually making efforts to make our product more and more green. Yeah, just wonderful.
Yeah, I can only emphasize that Harapan Cunha is a very green company. I visited this company in September of last year or October of last year, and they really have a lot of trees and nature around their company. They have a very big cage with birds. They do have a lot of very clever technology in order to make the most out of energy, and I think, and it's a family-sized business. It's not a huge corporation, but it's a big company, and I must really say I was impressed about what they're doing and how clever they approach this challenge. Okay, next I would like to hand the microphone over to Jason, and he will first of all, Mohammed, sorry. And he will explain a little bit about the Indonesian university he's working for, and about what conclusions they have drawn from this project so far. So, Mohammed, please.
Yes, thank you, Axel, for the opportunity for us. First of all, is that I would like to thank you that this project has invited us to become one of the members. And I guess one of the benefits that is most important is that we can learn so many things about the sustainability, not only technology, but also in terms of the CSR type of things, because we are not very familiar with that aspect of the sustainability. Of course, for the technology and also for the textile finishing, I guess that's one of the core program that we have. But then again, I guess it's also beneficial for not only for but also for the students, because then we can also transfer all this information for the students. So our part in this project is to to extend the work from our German partners here, working together with the industry, either with Harapan Kurnia or with Tritex. And then in that part of the work, we have collaborated in both ways, in two ways, with the German partners and also with the industry. So that's the part that we are playing, and in doing that, we learn a lot about the perspective from both sides and from our perspective as well. So now being able to be here in the exhibition, I guess that also has a valuable experience, not only for the information, but also how we put that into context within the project. For example, now we have seen that there are so many technologies in sustainability and everything, so we kind of get a picture of the area or the map of the sustainability project that we can put into that area. So that's pretty much. And our university is not the only one, but I can say that our university is the best university textile in Indonesia because it's longest and also has the most complete facilities to do the research and also education. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, thank you, Mohammed. Yeah, for us it was also very interesting to have this exchange of ideas with our Indonesian partners, and I think what joins all of us, or what unites all of us, is that we all have an interest to make this world a better world, a greener world, a more sustainable world, because we only have one planet to live on. But on the other hand, we must consider it's not as easy as it sometimes appears. Textile production is a very complex field, as Jason mentioned before, and so you really have to see all the aspects, and there's no easy solution, there's no easy fix. It's a long-term marathon, and from our perspective, in order to get more sustainable, more energy efficient, I always say we have to go 3 steps. One step is to look at what can I do about my machine technology to make this machine technology more efficient. In this case, we can use heat recovery systems and things like that. The other aspect is how the processes are run. Very often, processes are not run to the optimum performance, to the optimum efficiency, and energy is wasted. And a lot of things can be done to improve that. And then those are the low-hanging fruits, which I've mentioned so far. The high-hanging fruits, the most difficult part is to really make the textile finishing industry green with green energy, because we have a very high process heat demand, and that is not so easy. But we did develop some innovative ideas, but it's a long marathon to actually achieve this. But we are willing to enroll in this challenge, all of us. Okay, next I come to the German universities and maybe to Monica. Maybe Monica, you're not directly from the textile side, you're from the CSR, and maybe you explain a little bit about these concepts and how you brought them into this project.
So. Yeah, let's talk about Indonesia, why I had the idea to bring both countries together. Indonesia has made a huge development in the last 5 to 10 years, and people are thinking about certificates, but we should think about government. And in Indonesia, for example, things like gender equality are well established. They have the highest income in South Asia. So many things which are talked about nowadays about due diligence processes are already established. And so if people want to find a good state where they can invest in, then they should come to Indonesia, in my opinion. And so we try to help the Indonesian to develop faster, to be competitive in the market, because now you're a high-income country in textile compared to other Asian countries, but you can provide a good quality. And if you are greening the companies very fast, then you can be competitive. If you see what is coming up in regulation, for example, the EU Green Deal, due diligence guidelines, greenwashing guidelines, reporting guidelines, and so on. And this is our impact here in this project, that we try to support the Indonesian companies which are already well equipped, that they are prepared for the German and European market.
Okay, thank you very much, Monica. So her institute was bringing in the CSR aspect, and now we come to Evelyn, and she's from a different institute in Mönchengladbach, and their approach is a little bit more from the textile side. They are experts in textile finishing and in research related to textile finishing. And maybe, Evelyn, you can also report about how far you could contribute, and also briefly introduce your institute.
Yes, thank you, Axel. Yes, my name is Evelyn, and as you said, I'm from the Niederrhein University, and we have a special Institute for Textile and Clothing. And why are we involved in this project here with Indonesia is there is different innovations that maybe the industry needs, and there is that innovation where it's more or less only adapting machines that are already existing, improving them a little bit here or a little bit there, or ensure that the maintenance is always perfect, that all the settings, all the sensors work. But there is true innovation, often machinery that is not existing in the industry at the moment. And thankfully we have found partners in the industry that are open for such innovations, that we really do pilot work. They have no idea whether and how it's working, even though we from theory maybe can explain it. And one of these examples is ultrasonic washing. It's done, but it's not done in the textile industry, and we don't really know the benefit. We also have minimum application, but we're not really using it for real, truly minimum applying dyes and chemicals and auxiliaries to, by itself, save energy, which is the main topic of the project. If we don't have much water in the textile, we don't have to do much drying. Now, saying this at the stand of Bruckner, that's maybe a little silly, because you are mostly producing dryers, but even it's in your interest to make the whole thing much more efficient. And there is other innovations, like, which is your part in the project, the microgas turbine or things like this, that the industry must really be aware of and must also be fond of trying. And for that, we're very thankful that you are part of it. We're thankful to have partners that can actually bring across these new ideas to the industry locally. Yeah, and we are grateful to be here and that we get that opportunity together with a company like Bruckner to really implement it in Indonesia. Thanks, Axel.
Yeah, thank you very much to all of you. Thanks for coming to ITMA in Milan. And I think our project is an important step towards improving things. It's a long-term marathon, but I think we have started already, and we will continue our work, our cooperation, and we can only encourage other companies to follow the path which Harapan Cunha has started, and if this is achieved with our project, then we are on a good way, on a path towards a more sustainable future. Thank you very much.